Today I have for you guys a mobility routine. Follow along, 10 minutes. Why is it important to get your body mobile, whether it's in the morning or pre-workout? If you don't, everything's gonna start getting tighter and tighter. The older you get, the more injuries you're gonna accumulate. So follow along with this. I would suggest you try it at least twice a week until you feel your body start to really loosen up, and then you can follow along with your own routine. So here we go, let's start. Rotate the shoulders backwards. Big slow circles, try to touch your shoulders up to your ears. Let's go opposite direction. And let's get the arms up about shoulder level and start throwing them out to the side. Drop in height all the way down to beside the thighs, throwing back as far as you can, then start working your way back up. You should feel the stretch through your chest and into your shoulders as you lower your arms. And let's change those into big full circles backwards and forwards. And now from here quickly, let's put one arm reaching down the back, other hand on the elbow, pushing down as far as you can. Shoulder mobility is going to be so important with all the punching that we do. Other side. And a good example is I used to be able to connect my hands behind my head no problem. Now it's getting tighter. I can still do it, but it's getting tighter. Feel the shoulders just stiffening up. Try and stay on top of these type of stretches. Let's hold it for 10 more. And you're naturally gonna have one side which is easier to connect than the other. This is my easy side. Now when we switch, I'm going to struggle a little bit more. You can try and place your hand where you need it to be by pushing it with the opposite one. Just hang out there and hold. And let's start getting the neck warmed up. Ear to shoulder, gentle side to side. I see a lot of people struggle with neck issues because they don't take the time to stretch it out, and there's so much tension from protecting yourself with Dutch guards or being in the clinch. Let's drop down, knees to the floor. You're going to take one hand, grab your shin, and you're going to drop your ear to the opposite side. You should feel the stretch radiate through the neck all the way down into your bicep. Hold it for 5 more. Switch arms, head to the opposite side. And let's get a quick mobility for the abs, because again, we tighten those a lot into a little cobra stretch. Just hang there for 20-30 seconds. You could alternatively drop your elbows. I like to keep my hips connected to the floor as opposed to lifting them off. I've had times before where I have worked the abs way too much and not stretched them, and it led to injuries. So make sure you're taking the time to stretch those muscles as well as work them. And both hands on the floor, lock your legs out, push yourself up, and walk your feet in until your heels can connect to the ground. Legs are straight. You should feel the stretch all the way from the calves up into the hamstring, maybe even slightly through the lower back. Arms straight as well. And let's lunge forward with one knee and drop your chest towards the floor. This one I find really helps with the ability to throw knees up to head level. When I don't do this, I can kind of get my knee up to chest, but not beyond. Very important stretch for pro fighters who can knee to the head. And now let's push up the body straight, get the hip flexor. I like to take both hands and put them on the back and just pulse very slightly right through that SI joint. Just fingers pushing forward. I can't maintain it because the stretch is so deep, but in a pulse, it's manageable. And let's switch, other side. Dropping the chest down towards the floor. Try to breathe deep. Relax as much as you can so you can drop deeper into the stretch as opposed to tightening muscles and fighting against your own body. Hold for another 10 seconds. Really sink into it. Big breath out. And now push out. Start working that hip flexor. Get into a deep stretch. And then thumbs on the SI joint. A little pulse if you want. Good, now we've got it warmed up fairly well so far. So now let's drop the weight over one side. We're going to start with our hands to the floor and walk to the other side. But our next one is going to be done hands-free if we can. I wouldn't advise trying this too early in a routine, but we've been going for 5.5 minutes. Or sorry, 6.5 minutes. And hands off the ground, push to the other side. And switch. And let's get some glutes in here. One foot flat to the ground, bend in the knee, hands resting down. Bring the other leg over top. And you can lean your chest towards your shin. You should feel that glute stretching very well. And sometimes to increase the amount of areas which I'm able to stretch, I like dropping the leg down to the side, pulling it across my body. Just a little bit of movement back and forward. And switch. Just hang out to start. Really feel that stretch. And now start moving the leg from side to side. And next we're going to move into some quads. Back to our big lunge. If your left leg is behind, use your right hand. Grab that foot, pull that glute tight to the, heel tight to the glute. Just hang out there for another 5 seconds. And switch legs. Drop the weight forward. Reach back. Pull the heel tight. Coming down to the end of the routine. Last minute here. And relax that. We're going to put our hands behind us and we're just going to walk our feet away. Get a good stretch through those shoulders. Just hold that for another 5 seconds. And quickly rotate backwards, wrap both hands over so you're grabbing the elbow Squeeze your knees to your chest. I found that I couldn't do this one very well years ago, but now I can get very flat through my back, head, upper back, lower back, all connected to the floor, relaxing, but feeling the burn, surprisingly, through the hip flexors. And let's finish off by straightening both legs right up towards the ceiling. See if you can lock them out and then tip your toes towards your head. You won't be able to go very far. Feel that stretch through the back of the legs. And drop and breathe. These mobility routines will give you longevity, not just in the sport, but in all activities. Like I said, try to use this 2-3 times per week. Maybe a little breathing exercise when you're done, just for 60 seconds, in and out, really focused on maximizing that oxygen coming into your body. Just feel everything relax. If you do this before your workout or after, that is great. If you have to head off to work in the morning and you just want to start your day with it, that's spectacular too. It won't get you in really good shape in terms of your cardio or muscle development, but it'll help you stay healthy. So let's call it there, guys. That was a good mobility exercise for me. Did a little workout beforehand. Followed with that, I'm ready to go eat. Thanks for joining. I'll see you guys back here again soon.